Let's go to this one right here. Run it.
Now to Chicago's West Side. Pastors and homeowners there say they're being hit with property tax increases so steep they could push families out of their homes. Bills have doubled, even tripled, with the West Garfield Park neighborhood seeing a 133% spike. NBC5's Christian Farr has their story.
I've had to go out and hustle, put my life on the line, drive an Uber just to pay my property tax.
Many West Side residents and clergy gathered outside of the Cook County Assessor's office to express outrage after their property tax bills skyrocketed. Business owner Malcolm Crawford said his bill more than doubled.
It's just a few bills that I got, and this one is $11,000. This one is $12,000. The other ones are $7,000, and I have more. And with these, and I'm supposed to come up with this money by the 15th.
You have the poorest people in the poorest neighborhood.
Now, let me stop. See this clown right here? He was one of those pastors that were out there in front of Trump Towers in Chicago, or Trump Building in Chicago, protesting that the reason for these high tax rates were Donald Trump. The most ignorant and stupid thing I've ever heard, knowing that Chicago has pushed out more businesses from their downtown area than it is insane. And why is that important? Because the commercial buildings and businesses downtown of most of these metropolitans actually carry a lot of the tax burden for the city that in that area. So I think it's the most stupidest thing that he said. And it's funny that they're using him because back again, just like the lady with the family, with the toddler that got pepper sprayed by ICE, they stopped the car. This is his 5 minutes of fame. This is really what it is. His 5 minutes where we should be talking about solutions, but he's pointing the finger. He should be pointing the finger at Brandon Johnson. He should be pointing the finger at the people downtown in Chicago. Because, listen, I got a cousin that lives in Chicago. I have no desire to go from Atlanta to Chicago and hang out in Chicago. Chicago's a beautiful place, but how can I go when the crime is unkept, the prices are high, and damn, there ain't no real businesses to go down to. And Chicago is a beautiful place. All the pictures I've seen in Chicago, I'm like, man, I want to go up there and check it out for a little bit and hang out for a day or two. Stupid.
With the largest increase.
The Reverend Marshall Hatch and others say communities like West Garfield Park face a 133% increase in their property taxes. Last month, the Cook County Treasurer's Office confirmed that this would be the largest property tax increase in 30 years.
We are just as upset and believe that it's unjust that the Board of Review continues to shift on the burden to homeowners in particular by giving large reductions and breaks to commercial businesses in the loop.
The assessor's office is pointing the finger at the Cook County Board of Review, which hears property tax appeals. But at least one of its commissioners says the assessor's recent increases are overreaching.
He's over-assessed those properties, and he can lower them. He's done it for the northern suburbs, and he can do it for West Garfield Park, Lawndale, and other African-American communities.
The people who review those assessments, they need to come together and give blanket relief for the communities that are being disabused the most.
On the West Side, Christian Farr, NBC5 News.
Whoa.
Chicago alders have rejected Mayor Brandon Johnson's controversial corporate head tax, but the mayor says his fight is just beginning.
WGN political reporter Tamon Bradley is live outside City Hall right now where both sides are digging in their heels. And Tamon, the big question is, where do we go from here? How do we get this resolved?
Listen, if you're listening to this and you're from Chicago, Cook County, y'all should be doing everything humanly possible when this next election comes around not to vote this clown back in. Because this clown is going to, your mayor is going to be backed financially very, very strong by the left. And if you do not, as a community, come out and have your vote known, it's going to persist. Don't take the stance of this is a black thing and they're targeting our community. You got to realize this is much bigger than a black thing. This is actually for the life and blood of your community and your generational wealth. The legacy of transferring properties to your children. The only way this happens is if you take this guy out of office and then begin to make Chicago not a sanctuary haven city for illegal migrants, but a city that actually gives back to its people. A city that actually is dope to be in. A city that recognizes that it needs businesses to grow, and not just any businesses, but to be leading that area when it comes to Fortune 500 companies that can expand what Chicago's blueprint, that can put Chicago on the map. Right now, Chicago is a clown show, bro. It's a clown show. There's always been talk, and I've seen it in the real estate space, of Chicago holding back investors from investing, fixing, and flipping, wholesalers from finding deals and selling them, from actual profit taking place. And I've seen more than enough real estate agents talk about how crazy and devastated the downtown Chicago is and how it's affecting empty stores and buildings just sitting down there. This is the fault of the people who voted, who allowed him to stay in office so far. And it's going to be your fault if you do not get him out of office moving forward.
Lourdes and Ray, good evening. The mayor's hand-picked finance chair who opposed the mayor's tax package tried to bail him out. She tried to delay today's vote, but the alders wanted to have it. They wanted to say no to the mayor's plan. Today, a stunning defeat. The City Council Finance Committee rejected Mayor Brandon Johnson's Tax the Rich revenue proposal, resetting budget negotiations.
The prevailing side has bought some time for taxpayers in the city of Chicago so the mayor can go back and get this right.
So keep in mind, when it says tax the rich is anybody that owns property. That's really what the rich is, because they're the ones that's being taxed. Not the people that's on the north side, not this split when y'all say, hey, yeah, this is, they're coming after black neighborhoods. No, they're coming after anyone who owns property to subsidize the migrant influx that Chicago has to now take care of, which is, I think, close to 300 million, 400 million. I may be wrong. You tell me.
They start accepting the fact that there are solutions on the table. We have to stand up and push back against this budget.
We have to have a balanced approach to this. And what we've done so far hasn't been it, and now the real work begins.
10 alders voted in favor of the plan, 25 against it, including the mayor's hand-picked finance chair, Alderwoman Pat Dow. The vote was reminiscent of last year's 50-0 council roll call rejecting the mayor's $300 million property tax hike. After today's vote, Mayor Johnson called for a timeout, a recess until the first week of December. But the mayor said he's not backing down in his push for progressive revenue.
There are two options here. We challenge these big corporations and the ultra-rich to put more skin in the game, or you ask people who are standing in line for bread, milk, and food.
You've already ran out the ultra-rich. They're not building businesses in downtown Chicago. This guy is a clown, and I'm telling you, the clownest as you can get.
And clothing, ask them to put more skin in the game.
The Johnson administration lobbied hard over the weekend, even this morning, but they failed to convince alders to sign off on reviving a corporate head tax. Also shot down today, the mayor's plan to borrow $1.8 billion, the bulk of which would have been used on capital projects.
You can't just be a no. You have to find ways to actually come up with solutions so that we can actually have a real debate.
The mayor.
I wonder how much of that 1.8 was actually going to be development for illegal migrants. I wonder that. That's what I'm
says. He wants alders to bring him revenue ideas, but he'll veto a property tax increase, a grocery tax, or a hike in the garbage collection fee.
I've done my part. I've done my part. The real question should be, what else can these alders who oppose challenging these big corporations to put more skin in the game? The question is, what can they do?
Where the mayor and alders go from here is anybody's guess. Those alders opposed to the head tax say that they want it to go away. They hope that it's dead. The mayor, though, says he's going to push forward with it. The council has until the end of the year to pass a budget. Live tonight from City Hall, Tamon Bradley, WGN News.
Okay, Tamon, we'll see what happens.
Man, pray for Chicago. They need it out there. Y'all need a lot of help. That's a lot to deal with. And I can't even tell you how long this shit is going to take.